Hello, my name is NG and welcome to my 10th tutorial on Java for complete beginners. Now, in this tutorial, we're going to look at another control statement which is called the while loop. So let's quickly go here and create a new Java project which I am going to name project. This time around 010. Project number 10, and right click on this guy and let's create a new class with main method. I'm gonna call this one wow, or you can call it whatever you want. Let me just leave it, call yours whatever you want. So now the while loop is almost closer to the if loop. Now the while loop in Java is basically a loop that does not have an end. It's a loop that runs continuously. So let me just show you how while loop is. For you to use while loop, and let's declare a variable boolean, and I will call this thing condition, set it at true, and let me declare a while loop here. Start with while, then my condition, which is this guy that I declared later, this guy here, and I say here sys out, and let me just write loop running. So basically what I've done here is I declared a variable of type boolean, and I set this boolean to be true. Now I put this condition here, this variable here of type boolean, which has a value, true value inside it. I put it here. The one I'm saying here is this: if this condition is true, run this program. And of course it's going to run this program. Right click here and let's run this program. You see the loop will be running continuously. It's not going to stop until I terminate this thing here. So this is just an infinite loop, a loop that does not have an end. So just for us to understand what's happening here, let me create another variable of type int, and I will call it value, and I'll assign 0 to it, and I'll end this statement with a semicolon. Now let me concatenate this thing, and let me add value to it, and let's run this loop. So that now, okay, let me increment this loop here. If you remember, I taught you increment in Java, value plus plus. Let's see, if you watch, this value which started at 0 has been adding one continuously. The value is increasing continuously. What's happening here is this: that because this condition is true, now this program is running this code and I'm incrementing value, which means at every loop 1 is added to this number. At every loop 1 is added to this number, and if you watch, the number is growing. It's going to grow to infinity. Even if the world decides to end, this loop is going to continue to run until maybe I terminate this project. Now there is a way of ending this loop in Java, and one of the way is this. Let's say this condition, let's say value is less than 10, And because this value, which is this one, 0, is less than 10, now this loop is going to run and increment. If it gets to 9, it's going to end. Now you see the loop started from 0, 1, 2, 3 to 9, because the next value after 9 is 10, and of course 10 is not less than 10, but rather 10 is equals to 10. This loop is going to end. So this is one way of ending a while loop in Java, by incrementing the loop, stating your condition here. Now as long as your condition remain true, this loop is going to run. Then if the condition become false, maybe in the course of running the program, the loop is going to end. Just like in this case, initially value was 0, and as the loop is running, value is incrementing. Now it will get to a point that is incrementing, meaning this value, which is 0, if the loop runs once, it's going to add 1 to this value and it will become 1. Then the loop will run again, it will add 1 to this and it will become 2, just like that till it gets to 9. The next value after 9 is 10, and this loop is going to break because 10, which is the next value after 9, is equals to 10. So this is one way of breaking out of a loop. Now there's also another way by which you can break out of a loop. Let's say in between this curly bracket, which belongs to this y, put an if statement, which is something like this. If value equals 20, then open a curly bracket here and close this curly bracket, and on inside this curly bracket, which belongs to this if, put the word break, end this statement with a semicolon. Now let me change this thing right here and let me put condition. Now what I'm doing here is this: I'm saying if this condition, which is set at true, if it's true, and of course it's true because it's set at true, if it's true, everything here is going to run. Then as the program is running, the value of 1 is adding 1 to itself, is incrementing. Now this code will now get to a point, this if will now check. If the value gets to 20, it's going to break out of this loop. Now let's run this thing so that you understand. You see, the loop started from 0, it ran, it gets to the value number 20, and of course 20 is equals to 20, so it will break out of this loop. So this is another second way of ending a loop. You first of all create your while loop and state your condition. As long as your condition is true, this loop is going to run. Then inside this your while loop, put an if statement and state another condition, so that when this second condition is met, this loop will break out. This first condition is just for this loop to run. Now this second condition inside this if statement is for the loop to end. If this value becomes 20, it will end. And don't forget to increment your loop. If you don't increment your loop outside this if statement and inside this while loop, let's say I remove this thing right here, this loop is not going to break. You see, it's not even going to increment. The loop will be running infinitely. So it's always, you must increment whatever value you add there. So let's run this thing again. It's going to stop at 20. So this is how to use the while loop, and also use the while loop with the if loop. The while loop, you put a condition here, then as long as your condition is true, the condition you put here can be anything you like. I can say if value is less than 1000, you can put anything you like, but as long as this condition is true, this loop right here, this while loop is gonna run. Then as the loop is running, it will be incrementing. It will get to a point where the value is equals to 20, and this thing is gonna end. It's gonna break out of the loop. So this is just all you need to know about while loop. So that's it for this tutorial.